Everyone, and welcome back to Candid Conversations. And we bring you stories of grit and perseverance, the stories of success edupreneurs and school heads. And today we have with us Dr. Vasavvi Acharjya. And she is a vibrant personality. She's been working in so many different domains, but successfully. And today we want to welcome Dr. Vasavvi Acharjya. Welcome, Dr. Vasavvi.
Thank you so much, Pragati. So glad to be here with you.
So, Dr. Vasavvi, हमारी conversation एकदम normal, informal conversation होने वाली है. We are going to have a chit-chat kind of a round where we are going to learn something from your journey and would want to know beyond the profession also. So, when I was going through your profile and I was reading about you, so I found that you have done so many things. But if I want to know who is Dr. Vasavvi apart from her profession, how would you explain yourself?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. In fact, we always talk about the profession. We always talk about work. We barely get the time to talk about ourselves. So, Pragati, I'm a very free-spirited person in the sense that I'm very liberated in my thoughts. I spend a lot of time with myself. So that I feel is a very good thing about me, that I can spend time with myself. I have close friends, but very few. I love nature, animals. I love painting and photography. So these are, things that I love to do. And basically, I'm an idealistic person. So I see the world, as a very, very beautifully, and I expect everything to be very good. And I'm personally very close to my mother, and what else? I think I'm a very flexible person and very easy to get along with.
Oh, beautiful. So I think your personality has molded you like this, that you can actually do a lot of things. When I was like tender petals, ECDF, this, that, तो मैं सारे नाम भी लूंगी तो बहुत सारा time लग जाएगा. But please go through her profile, and she is a beautiful person with lot of experience. And one thing which I was loving it, that she's first generation entrepreneur. So Dr. Vasavvi, when you were just going through your journey, there must be so many things and so many problems which were coming to you. So can you just tell us what was that one thing which you could keep in your heart and keep it to yourself, which always helped you to go through those problems and overcome those problems?
I feel that challenges and problems are a part of your life, and we need to accept one thing, that obstacles are going to happen. It's like, after the night, the daylight is going to come. So when you're working and through your challenges, you need to keep in mind one thing, that I'll succeed, I will win, and I need to do my action. So I'm very action based in the sense that even if there are challenges, I go, I do my work, and I just wait and see what, is the outcome. So that way it is very easy to actually tackle the challenges. And I feel that I feel very thrilled when I see challenges. In fact, every day in my life, we always, come across something or the other. And there are days when we don't have challenges, and I feel a little bored, in fact. So challenges kind of, help me stay more motivated in a way, because these are ways where you can learn a lot of things once you tackle it. So that is how I go about it.
So when you were just, establishing this business, there must be, a lot of risk also. But what I personally feel is, when you do something against community's will, everybody will say, do this, or somebody must be suggesting you, no, this is not your cup of tea, you don't do this, or something like this. So what is that, risk taking, and how do you tell yourself that, okay, I'm going to take this risk? How did you manage that risk taking?
See, when you plan to become an entrepreneur, which I did when I was in college itself, I feel risk is a part of our life, right? And we also know that no risk, no gain. So basically, you need to take risks in life in order to achieve your dreams. So when I was trying to do my things, yes, definitely there were people around me who would tell me that, it's so difficult. You're the first generation entrepreneur. What would you do? It is better you go and sit for the UPSC exams. You
Oh,
are
yeah.
very, very intelligent. So why don't you go and appear for the exams and, just take a good, secure job instead of trying out your luck in different things and all of that. So, but one thing that was there within me was I was always motivated, and I always read a lot of books that kind of kept me very enthusiastic about what I wanted to do. And I always felt that risk and challenges go hand in hand in a way, because challenges are there. And because I like to take challenges, so I felt that this was something I wanted to do. And even if I failed, it did not really matter because I always keep trying. So there were a lot of times when I had failed in certain ventures of mine, and or something that didn't go very well. But then I was never demotivated. It used to scare me a lot at times, but then I would come out of it, I would bounce back, and I would just start my work again.
I'm sure it's not that easy, because it looks easy, but I'm sure that's not easy,
It's
especially when
not
there's
easy. It's
not easy at all. Especially when there's no people to back you up for this, starting something new and there's no one to back you up, but still you have to prove you to yourself and to the world that I'm doing right, or I'm doing whatever is good for me, or I'm enjoying it most. So talking about this, Dr. Vasvi, because you have talked about college, I would love to know that which subject you enjoyed the most in college.
I was a graduate of Miranda House, Delhi
Oh, wow.
University, and I had pursued geography honors there.
Okay.
And geography was one subject very close to my heart.
Mhm.
But if I look at one, paper, we had a lot of, in these 3 years, we did a lot of practicals, we had a lot of subjects within that, while we were doing different papers we had in geography. I used to really enjoy cartography. So cartography is basically, the art of drawing maps and
Okay.
basically, the charts. So I used to enjoy cartography because I'm into drawing. So I used to love drawing. I like anything that is pictorial. And and we had an excellent ma'am, who used to give that class. She was Kandhari ma'am. So I basically loved cartography in geography. So geography was my very favorite subject, and I did my honors in geography.
Beautiful, beautiful. Just to add in, my father is a geography teacher, and I am very bad in geography, but I always, when I see the documentaries, I like few things. But when it was in my school time, I was not horribly poor, but yes, not very great also. But I mean, the cartography concept, I heard it for the first time, so I'm quite enticed with that. So I would love to go through on Google at least and read about it. Yeah. So Dr. Vasi, I can see, I mean, when I open my LinkedIn and any forum, I see you everywhere. How do you manage so many things? What's your management style? Because I'm sure you are managing the magazine, the forum, the school, and you're omnipresent. How do you manage all this?
See, Pragati, if you know how to manage time, you would be able to manage everything, number one. And if you look at my management style, it's very simple. It's like I always believe in staying simple, think very clearly, communicate effectively with my team. Anybody who is associated with us is considered a member of the family. So, they give in their 100% to what we are doing. And I also share my goals. So it is very important, when you are working as a team, because see, everything that we do is a teamwork. It's not me only. So I would always thank my team because they understand my goals. We share our laughters. I'm very strict when the time comes, when somebody is like slacking and all. So I think in this way, everything stays in control. So that is my management style. I never did an MBA. I'm not a management master, but I feel that If we follow these things, probably, it's very easy to sail through.
Absolutely. You said it so right. If we have the clear vision, it helps you to manage things beautifully. If you do not have the vision, or your vision or the goal keeps changing, then it's really difficult for the team also to understand the manager who's there, or the entire team will be hustled. So yes, I mean, perfectly right that vision and goal should be very clear. So you can divide your time beautifully. So, Dr. Vasavvi, since I think you said you 26 years, when you were 26 years, you started your 26 or 23, if I'm not wrong. This was something, the age when you started this entrepreneurial
It's
journey.
24, yeah. 24.
Yeah. So sorry, 24. So you started this entrepreneurial journey. So I would like to know that there must be some mistake which you have to the audience also, I want to just say, address that. One mistake or two mistakes which you have made in your life, which has become the biggest learning for that time.
When I launched Tender Petals in 2013, it was a wonderful preschool brand, in the sense that we did a 2.5 years of research into developing the entire curriculum, planning everything. We had excellent a brand presence, in the sense that it was a really beautiful brand to look at. When you look at the logo, when you look at the things, when you look at our products, it's really lovely. The one mistake I feel I did was I did not have a great hire a great marketing team.
Okay.
At that point of time, if I would have really got somebody strong as a as my in my marketing team, it would have really worked, in the sense that we could have grown very fast pan India. So I have seen that with a good marketing team, even very mediocre things sell a lot in the they sell a lot, they make a name, and the brand spreads. But here, I thought that probably I can take hold of this marketing thing entirely, and I can manage. But then I feel that at that point of time, when we just launched, we should have had a rocking marketing team to take it pan India levels. So that is one mistake I feel I have made. But later we have a good team now. But then what we do in the beginning, because that is the first side. When you look at the product for the first time, and if it really goes very well in the market, it makes a name, it makes a presence right at that moment. So we lost a few years, in that.
But yeah, I mean, that can be definitely a learning for you and for the viewers who aspire to start something like this. But now when I see the anything coming from Tender Petals or ECDF, it looks beautiful to me, I'm sure. But yes, that must be a great learning to you also. So Dr. Vasavvi, now I would like to ask one very crucial question. When you're establishing something of this sort, or any enterprise, I will say, and not in just education. So what will be your two tips if I don't have the finance? I mean, I do not have the money, or say I'm getting scared because of failing. So what would be your two tips that I should always take in my mind, that no, I can do this, especially for the money part, I would like to ask.
Absolutely. When you look at entrepreneurship or opening your own venture, the first thing that comes to your mind is finance. Yeah. Who is going to finance it, right? So now your question is that if you don't have finance, how do we go about it, or should we not go about it? You should definitely go forward if you have a dream, if you have a clear vision. But I feel one needs to have a very good project plan, in the sense that if you have a good project, you can also approach a lot of these, banks who are supporting projects, who are supporting entrepreneurs, and who can, finance a loan, who can give a loan. That can be done. For that, you need to have a very good project plan, and you need to have a little bit of collaterals, in the sense that, something like a LIC policy or some land or something. So they need that. Otherwise, if you don't have the collaterals as well, in that case, you can approach investors. Now, if you are able to convince the investors that this is one plan that is going to work, you are done. You can launch your product, because you'll get good people on board, and they will be, backing you up with the finances that you require to set the business up. So I feel a very good business plan, approaching banks and other, financial organizations that give you loans and support, or approaching investors. These are three things that you can do if you are not so financially strong, but you want to open something on your own.
Perfectly fine. So I feel, but one thing that you mentioned at the very beginning is having a very strong and good project plan before implementing anything of this sort. So yes, I mean it's a wonderful suggestion. Whosoever wants to start a venture or something like of any enterprise these days. So Dr. Vasavvi, so much now I'm coming to the interesting part of the conversation. Interesting part of the conversation. If I want to convert one line of yours as a quote, what will that be?
I would say spread the light of education or spread the light of knowledge to all who doesn't have, the basic facilities of learning, basically. So I would say that, be the guiding light for children who need you.
Beautiful. So, Dr. Vasi, I mean, we have NEP now, and when NEP came into the picture, everybody was talking, and we were full of webinars. I think the slots we were running out of the slots, attending a webinar, this, that, and everything we have talked about NEP. Now, I will make you education minister for one day. What will small change, or what one thing which you want that this should be changed or this can be portrayed in a different manner in terms of early childhood?
I think what is missing in the NEP in the early child, not only in the early childhood overall, is basically, inclusion of nature education as a part of the curriculum.
Okay.
So that is not there in any. There are a lot of other activities, a lot of other things that are mentioned, but making children very, nature lovers, conservators, all of that is not there. So I would feel that from early childhood, the curriculum should include nature education as a part, of the entire learning process. And the second thing I would say is for early childhood educators, we need a good course, like we have the B.Ed course, right? Even for early childhood educators, a Montessori training for 2 months or 3 months is not sufficient. They should have a proper course, which is either a degree or something, which is about 1 to 2 years, where they actually learn all the skills to manage children in their early years, because these are very crucial part of their life, for the children. So they need to have proper courses. I think that should be a part of the NEP curriculum, that any early childhood educator should be trained in a course which is about a year or 2 years.
Very, very nice suggestion. I mean, very meticulously observed, I would say. We are talking about SGG, this, that, this, but nature is something we have to at least imbibe the children from the very beginning in the tender age, and then definitely they can think about on all these things on a bigger level when they grow up. We have come to another interesting part of the conversation, that is rapid fire. And I'm going to give you one word or a sentence. You have to just say one word quickly. Ready? Okay. So,
yeah.
All right. So my one word, you have to suggest me one word. Education.
Knowledge.
Experiential learning.
Do and learn.
Movie time. You can say anything.
Rare.
Okay, rare. Best way to connect with people.
The phone.
Okay, yeah, actually. Strength.
Myself.
Lifelong dream.
Travel.
Okay. What new technology will transform the future of education?
Digital learning.
Anger.
Danger.
The word which you use very often.
Krishna.
Okay. Wi-Fi.
Need of the hour.
Beautiful. So we had amazing and a delightful time with you. It was lovely talking to you and knowing your views and this was for today's episode. Thank you, viewers, and keep connecting with us through Candid Conversations. I'm Pragati Sharma, founder of EdMonger.